Hello, hello. So, here's a quick one on who I am and what do I do, because I feel it is very, very important that the information overload in the world that we live in the internet noise, and now with AI, there is so much confusion out there about who should we listen to, what are they talking about, why are they talking about it. So I feel it is very important that you know the background and the credentials of someone that you consume content of, that you start working with, especially on your health and body. So very quickly, my name is Karnica and I am an integrative nutrition health coach. Sounds like a big jargon, but what I really work upon is holistic health by combining modern nutrition science with the ancient wisdom of Ayurveda, yoga, and now for the last couple of years, astrology. So that is basically what I do. And how did I really get about this? I am really your boring engineer and stereotype MBA girl who went on to work with various corporates and has over 13 plus years of corporate experience. And last, I was working as director of marketing for a company. And that is basically what I do by profession. So, how did the whole health and nutrition angle really come by? Is not from a place of calm and learning, but literally from a large place of chaos because of my own health going really, really down back in 2018. And even before that, leading a very fast paced corporate lifestyle. And this was pre COVID, so there wasn't much of work from home or focus on health and wellness at all. Those were the days that startups were really pushing hard in India, and they were in the launch phase and growth phase. So that is where I come from in my corporate world experience. So yes, back in 2018, I found myself to suffer a complete autoimmune breakdown that no doctor could really identify what really happened to me, and no medication really seemed to be a sustainable solution or to resolve my health issues. So it took a while when I got out of the hospital in 2018, and back to back antibiotics, multivitamins, to an extent that one of the doctors even gave me some Xanax for like about 10 days to be able to de stress and sleep well. And it's never a good idea to do that, honestly. Um, so I kind of decided that I have to take charge of my own health. That is where things really changed for me, when you take ownership, when you take charge. I was literally just Googling and looking for solutions. That is there anything like a health counselor that exists where I can go and get help from? So I came across this blog from Institute for Integrative Nutrition in New York, which spoke about various aspects of health, including your career, your relationships, your social life, your spirituality, your personal finances, which they call as primary foods. And I thought this is something that is looking at health in a much wider way and using foods as secondary nutrition and as medicine, and talking about 100 plus dietary theories and understanding nutrition in a broader way while looking at things that nourish you, which are not just food. This is not a promotional video, but I'm really just talking about why I went ahead for it and what my philosophy is regarding health. The origin of it comes from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. I learned that health is not a one size fits all. So, this whole program which I did in an accelerated way while working at the corporate in 6 months, helped me see the connection between food, lifestyle, well being, and overall understanding living and thriving. I started making significant changes as and when I studied to myself. I used to talk a little bit about it on Instagram, and more so when COVID started, because, yeah, a lot of us didn't have much to do, which got me to really get in touch with. And people started reaching out to me from school days and like ex colleagues from college who I hadn't really been in touch with because of the kind of lifestyle I was living, and sharing their own journey and talking about what is happening with them, which nobody else really understands. So that was a very, very humbling experience. And then moving ahead, this was great. However, I had a lot of physical pain, especially in my lower back. So I traveled home. Home is Jodhpur for me, and my mom lives there. So she took me to her yoga teacher, and that was very, very transforming. And the kind of person that I am, I'm like, I want to learn this myself. I'm a very curious person. So that was my initiation into yoga, the study of yoga. And I enrolled into a program. COVID happened, didn't go for that, found this online program from the Yoga Institute in Bombay, 500-hour TTC, enrolled myself and started studying. Again, a long journey. Studied the philosophy of yoga, studied the physical aspects, asana, pranayam, kriyas of yoga, practiced it all by myself, experienced the changes that it brings about, worked with several people in it, and simultaneously also studied Ayurveda with my teachers. And I found that really blending modern nutrition science, in fact, a lot of modern nutrition science has taken its root and origin in the ancient sciences and Eastern medicine system that existed, which is what we also studied at IIN. I found that this blend and using everything is great. You don't have to choose one path, rather, use everything together. Use the modern science, the development in the numbers, looking at your blood scores, looking at your weight scores, looking all of those things and merging that with the Ayurvedic and the yogic practices that you do is a great holistic approach that actually finally worked for me. And I started healing internally, and my episodes of ill health reduced, and honestly, touchwood, completely vanished. So it was not about, my whole idea of health shifted from just immediately curing of the symptoms to taking time with myself and healing the root cause of the issues that are there. And yoga says Adhi Vyadhi, that all diseases essentially start in your mind, and certain mental imbalances is what I recognized and added that to my practice. And I just completed 1 year of studying astrology and using that as well, because I found that to be like a missing piece of the puzzle, because there are various energies that act upon us, and you can do all of this that I was talking about, and still there will be certain unexplained things that will happen, and you will not know what, why. So, this was a great missing piece, only from a very scientific approach, because if the moon is affecting the oceans, the waters, the tides, why would it not affect our body? Why would the sun, Jupiter, the other planets not affect our bodies and well being? Just from that perspective, it is really important that you take into account and understand the kind of person you are, the energies that act upon you, and how you can use it to your benefit to be healthy and happy, which are essentially the same thing. So, back in 2020, when a lot of people were reaching out to me, sharing their concerns, and I was trying to do my best to help everyone that I could. I was really recommended by people close to me and people I was working with on their health to put it into a structure. And that is when I started Karnica Integrative Nutrition, now called Prakriti, because I wanted to create a space where people could understand themselves and could reconnect with their natural selves. Just go back to their original Prakriti, away from artificial lifestyles, foods, away from health products, you know. Because think about it, in the wild, you do not have to teach a baby deer to eat grass and not eat a tiger, and you don't have to teach a tiger to eat meat or hunt and not eat grass. There is an innate intelligence that all beings are really born with, and the more we stay away from nature, we kind of lose it. Like, you don't have to teach a fish or tell a fish, oh my God, what are you doing out of water? Please go back in water, you're going to die. You don't have to teach a monkey to climb trees or be living on trees. You understand what I'm saying? So, as human beings, I think when our lifestyles went a little farther away from our natural state of beings is when we really started developing a lot of health issues. When I say health, I mean physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all health that you can think of. It is not just physical, which is why Prakriti, which is why it is important that we work towards using all knowledge that exists and not being conditioned towards one is better than another. Use all knowledge that is available that works for you to go back to your core Prakriti. So, Prakriti is not a brand for me, it's not a business for me, it's not even a profession for me. It is really just, in some ways, my way of giving back, my way of sharing the journey, the learnings that I've been on, that I've had, so you too can live a healthier, a more fulfilling life, which is connected to your own true nature. So that is largely what it is about me. If you have any more questions, please leave it in the comments, reach out to me, DM me, and I'll be happy to address those. And I hope this helps. Thank you so much, and we will stay connected. And I will keep talking about more home remedies, more things about health, little things that you can do to be healthy and happy always. See you next time.